Welcome to New Zealand, thanks for joining me. My name is Paul Smith. I am a photographer based in Auckland, New Zealand. Welcome back if you're a regular viewer. Hello if you're here for the first time. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so, I'd appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. It's a miserable, cold, wet Sunday in New Zealand and I have nothing to do. So I thought that I would do a video. I'm just in the mood to do a video. I don't know what I'm going to do this video on, but I need to do one. I've got a few things flicking around in my mind. This is unplanned, unscripted, YouTube at its best. A couple of things I want to talk about. People ask me a lot about cameras. I don't like to review cameras on this channel. I'm not a review guy. I barely know which way to hold a camera, you know. Is it this way or that way? That's me, that's the kind of guy I am. Today I was watching a guy called, a guy from New Zealand, Chris Turner, and just in awe of his technical knowledge. And I'm kind of envious really, because I don't have that knowledge technically. I know a little bit, I can point the camera the right way, and I've got a little bit of an idea on aperture and shutter speed, but that's about as far as it goes. So one of the reasons why I don't touch on camera reviews and gear reviews on this channel is because I don't really feel I'm qualified to do so. But I do get a lot of people asking me about cameras. Today I'm just going to do, part of this video, I'm going to just talk a little bit about one of my favourite cameras, and it's not necessarily an expensive one, but I really rate it up there with anything that I use, and it's my Olympus OM2n, and I've talked about this on the vlog before, but I've never really gone into too much depth about the camera and talked too much about it. But again, it's a rainy day here in New Zealand, and I thought I'd just talk a little bit about this camera. I don't use it enough, and I should use it more. But often when I'm going off doing the vlog and taking photos, this sits next to my Leica, and I often pick up the Leica rather than this one. But to me, and to be honest, this camera really does. It holds its own against anything really, and it's not an expensive camera. I picked this up for a couple of $100 New Zealand dollars, and it was actually the OM2n, not this particular one, but the OM2n was the first film camera that I ever bought. I use Olympus digital cameras a lot, and I think one of the reasons why I levitate to Olympus film cameras, and this one in particular, is because I just have a really nice association with Olympus cameras. This is no different to any other Olympus camera. It's a very, very good camera, and I'm not going to go too much into the technicality of this camera. There's other great videos out there, but I just thought I'd just share just my feelings about it, show you some of the photography that I've done from this camera, and like I say, just give you my opinion on it. I guess a layman's, a normal user's opinion of the camera. One of the great things I love about this camera is it has a beautiful shutter sound. That means it's so sexy, it's unbelievable. I love that shutter sound. Great light meter on it, good light meter. The lens, I've got a 50mm on this. It's a 50mm, what is this? This is the 50mm 1.4. It's just a gorgeous piece of glass. I don't know if you can see it there, but it's just, look at that. It's just got this beautiful look to it. It just looks beautiful, and it takes beautiful pictures. Possibly one of my favorite lenses. Again, this camera and this lens system holds its own, I think, against my Leica M6. It's really that good. And again, I picked it up for a couple $100. It's probably a fraction of the price of a Leica, but it's as good. It's about the same size. I don't know if you know the history of the OM2n, but I think when they were first released, they were called an Olympus M because they were kind of designed around the Leica M, and I think there was a copyright kind of infringement argument when they released the first OM, which is the OM1, I think. They call it the M. So there's a few of those around. I think they're actually just labelled Olympus M cameras, so if you get one of those, they're pretty rare. But it was kind of, it was actually modelled on a Leica M. It's very small, it's very compact. Just a beautiful little camera. Taken some great pictures of this camera. I've used it, like I say, it was the very first film camera I ever bought was an OM2n, and it was my introduction to film photography. It's got a great little focusing system on it, and whenever I use this camera I seem to take nice pictures. And again, I don't use it enough. So if you're looking for a good camera, a good film camera, you don't want to break the bank, this is a good place to start. I would have no issues with recommending it. So go and use it. Buy it. It's well worth it. So that's my little spiel on the OM2n. Not an in-depth review, but take a look at a few pictures that I've taken with this. Here's a short kind of little history of my photography, I guess, with this camera. Take a look and enjoy. Hope you enjoyed that. A few months back I did a video on inspiration, finding inspiration and talking about people who inspire me. And I thought I'd just kind of revisit that slowly. I've had a really frustrating morning because there's a woman on Instagram who I follow regularly and I see her work all the time, and I'm just trying to find her page on Instagram to share her work with you, but I can't find it. I don't know what's happened to her. The woman's name is Kay Renz or something. I see her work all the time. I see her name flash up, but I've come to find her this morning and I can't find her. It's been extremely frustrating. So I really wanted to share her page with you and share her work, and I can't find it. It's just really frustrating. So I'm going to have to find another photographer that I want to kind of talk about and quickly introduce you to their work. And sorry, but the woman that I was going to show you the work, I can't find it. But anyway, inspiration. I'm just looking at my phone here. Inspiration in photography and somebody who inspires me. Kuvas, Kuvars, who is a photographer, I believe, from Turkey, and I've been following, I think it's a woman, this person, I'll call him a person, let's not be kind of, it's a photographer, Kuvas, a lot of followers, excellent work. A lot of people I follow on Instagram actually are kind of got small accounts. They haven't got a lot of followers, and it's interesting for me because, you know, this whole social media thing is really interesting. There's some fantastic photographers out there, and a lot of photographers who produce beautiful work, inspiring work, and don't have a lot of followers, and it kind of puts social media into perspective for me. Beautiful work, and I'm not too sure if her photography, their photography is a mixture of composite type work or not, but just very, very creative, very interesting, a lot of black and white work. I'm not too sure if it's film. Again, haven't done a lot of investigation on the there's just a real feeling about the work. There's a real mood about what this person does. Go and check the page out, and hopefully you'll get inspiration like I do from the page. Fantastic stuff. That's about it for this episode, which was just been kind of thrown together, and me just talking about photography and cameras here and there, and why you should do film photography and why you should buy a certain camera. I don't know. I just had nothing to do today, and I felt that why not put a video together. It's raining outside and I'm in the mood to do a video, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. I'd really appreciate it. If you'd like to support me and my work, a good way of doing that is going and buying my book, Stolen Moments. You can buy my book from my online store. I'll put a link up here which will take you directly to the store, and you can purchase a copy. 25 New Zealand dollars, that includes postage and packaging. I'll ship that anywhere in the world for that price. That equates roughly to £10, 12 US dollars or 12 euros. So it's a good way of getting your work, my work, in your hands and helping me out and experiencing kind of photography the way you should do in a book form, physical form rather than digital. So go and purchase Stolen Moments, and it helps me out. Instagram, Facebook, and my website. I'll put links below for that. Go and check those sites out if you could. Go and follow me on Instagram. That also helps me out. That's it for this episode. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for bearing with me on this rather mundane New Zealand day. Until next time, haere rā from New Zealand. Goodbye.